mix around me. So today is my second look. My plan was actually to do a look for the 12 days of Christmas, and I'm a little late uploading my videos. It's a challenge to myself just because I haven't been on YouTube. So I just want to push myself to the limits and just do something that I feel that would be appropriate, was to just record a video every day. I recorded a metallic a winged eye with a bright red lip using mostly drugstore products, and that is what I'm going to do today to achieve looks that are easy and simple. This one is a bit different. Today I am using the same trio as I had mentioned before, the Physicians Formula. I'm only using two from the trio. I am using the Nude pinky color, and I'm using the Shimmering Black, which the black has micro glitters that are multicolored, but they're not tacky. They're like really faint or like iridescent multicolor. And then the really nude one, it seems like it has like a rose gold hue to it. So it's like tiny rose gold and silver micro glitter, but it's really small. I didn't really describe what I felt about these. These I think are good. The formula is a bit clumpy, and if you're not really good with eyeliner, this brush might not be suitable for you because it is like a thin bristle brush, and so you need a lot of control of your hands, and you need to know your eye shape. That's something I always stress because this one is not that forgiving. But what you can do, which is very easy because it takes a while to dry when you apply this, it's meant to be waterproof. But what I noticed is if you apply it, it will dry in a while. Like if you apply it to your eye and you close your eye and the line is too thick, it'll get on the top of your lid. So it takes a while to dry, and it feels cold and wet. So it dries, and then it gets like a bit clumpy on the skin too. So if you rub it, it's waterproof, meaning that it's resistant, but if you rub it, it's dry and a little clumpy, so it can come out in chunks or it gets like chalky. Those are my comments. I do like the color and the concept, and that is why I'm using it, because it is a great look. It does last. But if you're going to be rubbing your eyes and all that, it's not going to last. You apply it, let it dry, it will last throughout the day. So today I only did my foundation. I did more of a look. Last time I just did concealer and Mineralize Skinfinish by M.A.C powder all over the face. Today I did foundation and concealer. I didn't do too much like highlighting and contouring, but I did use bronzer to contour. I always apply a lot. That's just my method because of my face shape. And I did my brows using the Brow Set by M.A.C and Fluid Line and Dip Down, and I'll list everything below because, as you know, I do not really like explaining all the products that I use as I'm in a video because I feel like it takes too much time. So anyways, did my eyebrows. Today I did want a more defined fresh face look where my eyes pop. So that's where it comes in play as knowing your face, knowing what you're looking for, and what to do to get those results. So I want my eyes to pop. I really don't care about anything else but the eyes today. So the brows are defined. I used a concealer that matches my face tone on top and around, and I blended it out and I buffed it so that it can blend in with my foundation. Then I did use a lighter colored. Actually, I used the same concealer I used for up top, under my eyes, and then under my brows. Because today I want my eyes to pop, and but I don't want to have like my brow bone accentuated. I want this part of my eye to pop. I don't want this to have too much focus. But I defined my brow so it's really clean. And then what I did was I used I will show you what I did actually. Let's just go into it. Basically, as you can see, this eye look is done. This one we're going to get to. I will add blush, add my lipstick choice afterwards. That is how we're doing this. So basically, I have already done the concealer to define the brows. I blended it out. I used M.A.C Paintpot and Painterly. I applied it generously. Actually, I applied a thin layer. I applied it generously in the eye I done. So I'm going to apply a little more of the Paintpot, and I dropped it. Little more of the Paintpot to this eye, and I'll just use this camera because I want it a bit tacky so that if you can see, it's a really clean canvas, and that's what I want because I am actually going to use a really light color. As I said, I'm using mostly drugstore products today, or beauty supply. So this is NYX Single Eyeshadow in Highlight. And their eyeshadows I'm not crazy about. To me, they're a bit chalky. They're pigmented, but they're really a loose powder formula. And to me, that is like a hazard. It gets on your lashes, it gets under your eye. So if you're not really familiar with doing eye makeup looks, you might want to stay away from these because they do get messy. So the reason why I applied a thin layer when I was prepping my eyes of the Paintpot or a cream-based eyeshadow or a primer, the cream-based eyeshadow from M.A.C, it has a pigment to it. That one is a little of a pinky tone, but it goes well and cleans out your eye really nicely, like a blank canvas. The look I'm going for today is a bit pinky. So last time I said stay away from mixing pink with reds and all this. Today I am doing what I said. I am actually doing a pink look. So it's a monochromatic look, and it's an example of how it can go. Can even go with doing an eyeshadow that is also pink based. But of course it won't be the same shade of pink, the same vibrancy. It has to be in different formulas, textures. Maybe you can do a matte shadow, and then you'll do like a blush that's a bit, has a sheen to it. So you want to mix and match for like contrast and definition and dimensions in your face. And that's what brings out certain features. So basically, I packed on color on the lid. That is why I applied a thin layer of Paintpot, went back in, applied some more on the lid. Now, I'm going to use the rest that I packed on and just bring it up. Like I said, I don't want my brow bone to stick out today. So, using whatever is left, this is a flat shader brush. I'm just blending it up because I want like a really porcelain smooth eyelid. Sometimes less is more, ladies. So anyways, that's that. So really clean eyelid. That is actually all I'm doing for that look. I'm gonna get right into the eyeliner. Now, I explained briefly in my last video how to apply eyeliner depending on your eye. With me, this is black. My eye shape, I'm going to do a thin line because I don't want a really dramatic look. I want a really clean cut look. Starting in the middle, thin line. You can rest your wrist on your cheek or your chin because you want a really clean line. And when I do makeup on others, I do the same thing. They better get comfortable with me because I am going to rest my hand somewhere if they want a really clean line. Now this look is a little different. I showed you what I did before for the winged eye where I brought it up to match with the bottom of my, or the end of my brow tail. Today I'm not doing that. As you see, if I do that roll, it's, my eyeliner went above. So what I'm doing today is more of a clean, like straighter line. So it's going to be a straight line with a little of a spin. So it's going to match from the second half of your eyelid to the end of your eye itself. So if I go from the second half to the end of my eye, do you see that wing? And that's just memorization. You can use tape. You can use whatever guidelines you need. You can put this here, then draw a dot where it should end, and then let it go, and then connect the line. You can use a card or a spoon, whatever your technique is, you can do. So basically, thin line, straighter out. And don't be afraid to stop and then start again. Because if you just keep going and you can't see this other eye, what happened was is that the video stopped recording and I did not know. And I finished my whole eye look, unfortunately. So, that's what happens when you don't look at what you're doing. I mean, I was looking, but I didn't notice that it was not recording. So, basically, I finished the liner. After the last part that you saw, it was literally a thin line. So, middle to end, again, I showed you a different way. I started from the middle and I brought the wing out. So it's not a really high arched wing. It was more of a wider wing, like extending your eye shape. So that is what I did. That's going to create the illusion of just like more wide sets, winged out. Not really high like Amy Winehouse wing. So really thin, clean line. This eyeliner is really dark. All I did right after I was done, that was literally a really straight with a little bit of a wing, longer tail. Went right over that bad boy with the Nude liner. Did it a bit thicker than I did the black line. Went right over it, but not so much of a straight line. You kind of want to follow your eye shape still. And at the end, what I did was I made the wing link up with the black. I went a little more over actually, and then I tuned them in together. So I didn't want like two harsh straight lines. I wanted them to mesh. Okay, so that's it for that look. Again, something I mentioned in my last video, flat shader brush. Today I use the M.A.C Pigment in Nude Pearl, which is like a champagne nude shimmer color. And all I did was dampen the shader brush, dab that in the middle of my eyes, brought it to the middle, and dust it out. I went in with NYX Milk. You can use a white eyeliner and then set that with the white eyeshadow or a nude eyeshadow or nude liner. I use the cream shadow base because that's what I had on hand right now. I dabbed that into my waterline. What I was explaining, if you're not really into the wide set eyes or the white rim or nude rim, what you can do is take a nude champagne pink or champagne beige color, dab it in the inside from the tear duct to the middle of the waterline. Once you get to the middle, you might want to consider trying this. Take a black color or dark brown and then fill that from the middle to the end. That is going to give you a completely different look. I'll do another look with that, but that is my suggestion if you have bigger eyes and you want to stay away from the white eyeliner. That's so dramatic. After that, since I wanted my eyes to be really large and that's what I'm enhancing in this look, I did not put eyeliner on my bottom. What I did was put on mascara. I usually put 3 coats. Today I use Maybelline, the Falsies. The only drugstore, I like drugstore mascaras, Maybelline mascaras, and some L'Oreal. That is it. For high end, the one that I was recently using that I do and I love is Benefit's Vario. So, but today, again, a simple, affordable look. I couldn't find my NYX blush that I was going to use, but basically my eyes are done. So that is one eye and that is the other. And then I apply finishing touches. I always have a routine. So I do my face prep, foundation, then I do my concealer, then I do my brows. After that, I will either wrap it up and just put mascara and a lipstick, or I'm going to do an eye look. Then everything else is after. I do my blush and lipstick after my eye look because it can really clash. So I like to see my finished look with my eyes because sometimes I just go freestyle and do some craziness, and then I want to match a lipstick after. So I'm using Pincho Peach. My idea for this look was like a pink mauve look, but I couldn't find that blush. So I'm going to apply this pretty generously because I want to glow. I want to have like a really pink mauve glow about me. Kind of like a plum fairy, where your eyes are like twinkling. So, apples are the cheeks and blend it a little with your bronzer. So those are my cheeks. I'm going to do a review and some blog posts on the NYX line and the colors I have and what I think about them and their formulation. And I'll do swatches on my lips and photos and all of that. So that's why I'm mentioning these. These are some of my favorite products, mixing with some that I use from time to time. So I'm going to apply that. And let me get my mirror so I'm not looking into you. So, this formula applies really creamy. This color is Tea Rose, which I love. It's like that natural but better than natural look. I have really pink lips. So this mutes it down a little and seals it in. So it defines my lips because it's matte. It makes them look more plush, and I just love the look of a matte lip. This one is creamy and then it dries to more matte. It does transfer a bit, but I love it. I have no complaints about this lipstick. So that's the color, that's the look. That's the blush on my cheeks. Usually in person it's a little more drastic, so I'll show some pictures in the beginning and the end to show you the look. But that is all. That is the look. That is the metallic double liner and with a pink lip.